This is Jake Eardley's work. Okay, starting off with, you have my half of the level. So as you can see, there's a statue. As you approach the statue, it will give you some type of narrative and tell you what to do. Okay, coming up to a gate, the player comes to a gate and finds that it won't move. So going back on what the statue says, using a light source. See, touching that lever will animate both the lever and them gates with matinee and triggers. This part of the puzzle is all about platforming and jumping onto the right stone. On the floor you got a particle system, which is a tornado and allows the player to realise not to fall down. Just reached the checkpoint. I've incorporated checkpoints for the tricky puzzles, so just to demonstrate, if you get knocked off, you'll restart back where he was. Okay, so these hammers were done by collision block all, making it very bulky, UV mapped, and looping the matinee. I've also incorporated multiple objects as modular assets, using them over and over again. As you can see throughout the level, as you come to this object here, and there's no interaction, which forces the player to explore and yet follow the statue's words by using a light source and your grav gun to solve puzzles. So into this room you found a statue, using a grav gun to control it, control the K actor. Puzzle solving allows the player to figure out to use this statue to interact with the glowing blue objects. Okay, just showing that the volume trigger, when you take the statue out, it will shut. When you put it back in, it will open. So waiting for the platform to spin back round so you may progress on to the next part, and that's the end of my level.
Okay, my name is Warren Francis. I did the second level of this assignment. Right away, the player is greeted by what seems to be a block wall, but because of the educational value that has been implemented in the first stage, the player should already know how to solve this at this point, which is the use of the grav gun. The objective is to pick up the object which is stuck in the river there, but to do that we have to do a bit of searching around. We did this by just digging into the barrels to find a lever there, which is activated by a touch trigger, which creates a matinee for all the platforms that are currently submerged in the water. Over time, each one elevates one by one, which is also affected by the fluid volume actor, which is in the water, as you can see below. The waterfalls and the mist are all a mix of particle systems and materials. The water systems do consist of multiple layers than Routers 1 to give a more dynamic and realistic effect. See, we have the gyro ball, which counts as a heavyweight for the gate, which is over there. It's implemented by a rigid body followed by a K actor, so when the ball goes into the area trigger, it activates the gate. The player can actually climb up the walls through for a ladder script, and then they're greeted by a mini puzzle here. They can't jump over to the other side because the ledge on the opposite side is too far for them to actually reach. So what they have to do here is a bit of creativity by dragging the boxes along with the grav gun and making their own footpaths, so then they can jump across the boxes and continue on with the level. So they just adjust themselves, and then they find another pipe which they can climb up here. Just jump themselves up onto there, and then they try their hand at platforming here. When you get to the end of here, there is another lever which is also guided by a gate. As you can see, you cannot go through the gate. So we go back to the lever, activate it. The lever then releases the door, and then the player can advance within the game.